Hello, my name is Rebecca Weber, and I'm going to discuss the 6 pitches that Daniel Pink discusses in his book. And I'm also going to base these 6 pitches off of the coffee table that I invented called Coffee Charge. And these pitches will basically be based off of what I would use for my company for that product. So as an introduction, in To Sell as Human by Daniel Pink, there is a template that discusses these 6 pitches and how he recommends that people should use these pitches in order to sell products and to sell their companies. So these pitches include the one-word pitch, the question pitch, the rhyming pitch, subject pitch, Twitter pitch, and the Pixar pitch. I'm going to go through each of these individually and give my pitch for each one. So starting off with the one-word pitch, basically I started with coming up with 50 words that describe my table that I invented, and I narrowed it down to 25, and then I narrowed it down to another 10 words, and then I got it down to 5 words, and from there I just picked one word that really represented my table. And going through this process, I really was trying to narrow down, make it short and sweet, so that when I'm selling my table, that people have one word that comes to their mind, and that will remind them of my table when they're out purchasing products. And then for the question pitch, I was considering what question I thought would best show my strengths and what they are with my charging table. And this led me to thinking about, with my charging table, it's a really fast charging table. So as soon as you put your cell phone down, it automatically starts charging, and it will charge your phone in an hour or less. And so for my final pitch, I got, why waste the time if you don't have? And this is basically just coming back to the strengths part. What do I want my customers to think? What do I want my customers to know about my product? And this is really showing that, people have such busy lives nowadays. Let's not waste it on charging your electronics. So on to the rhyming pitch. I started with thinking of some words that were related to the question pitch and also the one-word pitch. This included not wasting time, showing that our product isn't slow. I also wanted it to be related to the express word. And so I was trying to come up with some words that kind of rhyme together. I first came up with de-stress, use coffee charges express, or I also said cut the line and cut the time with express. And so I was kind of messing around with these rhymes, and both of these is where I started with in this rhyming pitch. But then I ended up with quit the pondering, start the wandering with coffee charges express table. I thought this one was more fluent. This one was easier to say. It was quicker to the tongue. It was more memorable, and it also shows my strengths of my product. Again, it's saying why wander when why ponder when you can start wandering right away? So like, instead of waiting all that time trying to get hooked up to the Wi-Fi, trying to get hooked up to the charging, just start wandering online and as soon as you possibly can. So, and onto the subject line pitch. This one was a little difficult for me because I was trying to come up with something that really narrowed down and was really quick to the tongue and really short and sweet. In this one, like with all the other pitches, I wanted to make sure that I kind of stuck to expressing what my strong suits were for my product that I have it at in this project. And so the subject line I came up with is how to save time and stop frustration. And this one is just trying to get people curious, trying to get those customers curious into what my product is, and so that they'll look into it more. The Twitter pitch, this one was a little fun because I used to have Twitter and now I don't. So this one, I kept in mind that Twitter has to be really short and sweet. We're allowed to have 140 characters, but for this project, we were only allowed to have 120. So I really wanted to capture the attention, because when you're on Twitter and you're scrolling through your newsfeed, you need something to pop out at you. You need something to capture the customer's attention and something that they'll want to retweet to other people. So I basically said that Coffee Charge innovates, enlightens, and clears the pathway to success. Coffee Charge's Express Table allows you to charge all of your smartphones and other devices without an outlet. And are you ready for the charge? Get Coffee Charge in stores now. So this is just something that I would probably say once they're actually in stores and once I'm actually selling the tables. And this is something that would be really quick, really capture the attention. It's like a pow for the customer. Pixar. I stuck to the Pixar pitch outline that was in the book of the Daniel Pink book, and I then thought about like what my target market is, and I wanted to think about, okay, what does my target market need to know and what they want to know about my company and about my product. And so I came up with a couple ideas. I want them to know that this is just something that as a coffee lover I developed, and I was thinking, okay, I want them to know I'm with them. I want to charge all my stuff super fast. I want to get straight to the homework, straight to the work, get to the books right away so I can get it done instead of wasting all my time trying to find an outlet in a crowded coffee bar. And so I'm just trying to capture that to my customers. And then I was also thinking, okay, I want people to realize that I do want this to be an eco-friendly company. When you have a charging table, I want it to be eco-friendly. So I want people to know that, hey, I'm out there too. I want to save that earth. I want to save as much energy and all that stuff for the earth as well. So my end product for the Pixar pitch includes: once upon a time, humans depended on outlets. Every day, people scoured for power. One day, a coffee lover developed a charging table. Because of that, people didn't have to scour. Because of that, people had plenty of power until finally Coffee Charge was a great eco-friendly company. And this is again just showing the beginning to the end of how I came about my company and what it stands for. And in conclusion, what I learned that for all pitches, it is important to keep it short and sweet. When you're doing a pitch, you don't want to lose the customers, and I know that from a customer myself, that when I have a pitch being said to me, I lose focus, and my mind will start wandering as soon as someone starts talking. So as soon as you can get out the strengths, and then as soon as you can get out the reasons why, and as soon as you can get the attention of the customer, that's where you're golden. And so I really wanted to make sure I remembered that from this whole experience. Another thing I learned was highlighting your strengths. It's important to say upfront why customers should choose your company or your product right off the bat. It's important to highlight what you have over the competitors. So highlighting those strengths will really do you a great justice. And then make it memorable. As with the Twitter pitch and the Pixar pitch, I learned that you need to make it memorable, something that those customers are going to remember when they think about your company, or when they're thinking about your pitch, they'll bring it back to your company and to your product. And that's even with the subject line and the question, and I mean all of these pitches, I should say, they're all memorable. They're all something that the customers are going to remember once they're out in the store shopping or once they're online shopping. So, and that was it. Thank you for listening.